Hello there, it's Gabby here from Confidence After Cancer, and I hope this finds you well. This week, I want to talk about a subject that comes up so very often for people that I'm working with, and that is, can you really choose to have a great life? No matter what difficulties or what challenges have been thrown at you, I really believe you can choose to have a great life if you put some strategies in place. I'm going to talk about two simple strategies today for you that I hope you will find useful, because I've certainly found them useful in my life of overcoming difficulties and challenging times. So the first one, and I've talked about this before, is about gratitude. And some people think when you talk about gratitude, it's very meek and mild, and it's been all lovey-dovey and nicey-nicey. Not at all. I don't think gratitude is all about that. It can have elements of that, of course, but I really think gratitude, once you get to grips with it, and once you start to really incorporate that into your life, having a gratitude practice really can be so empowering. And at times of difficulty, maybe you've had a health scare, maybe you've had a difficult diagnosis, maybe you've had a relationship breakup. You might think, well, these are things that I've got no choice. I haven't got any choice of these things. They've just happened to me. But we all have choices of how we respond. And we all have choices about what we focus on. And that is key, I think. So gratitude helps me to focus on the good in my life, even when there are really difficult things going on, difficult situations and other things that you can't control. The second thing that I would really just invite you to think about is having a plan. Having a plan for happiness. People, sometimes think, well, life just happens. And if you're anything like me, maybe you're thinking, blimey, it's May already. June will be around the corner. Half the year has gone already. And for many people, they spend more time planning a holiday or planning a new car than they do actually about their life, planning their life. What do they want their lives to be like? And there's no judgment here. You know that I'm not here to judge you, but I'm just here to share mistakes that I've made and mistakes that I see other people making as well. So I'll just share my experiences with you, give you my that you can change your life. Does maybe want some help and guidance on being happier and healthier. Living in gratitude for my cancer diagnosis. It was a terrible time, but I can honestly say it's not the worst thing that's happened to me in my life. I've had some much more challenging circumstances and challenges to deal with. But cancer diagnosis is devastating on so many levels. I'm not making light of it at all. But what it did give me was lived experiences. It taught me a lot about life. It taught me a lot about health. I studied health like an absolute maniac because I was told by so many doctors, Dr. Google as well, which you're not supposed to do, but I did, that inflammatory breast cancer had a very high rate of recurrence. And I just wanted to throw everything at this. I wanted to learn everything that I could about health, how I could minimize my stress, how could I stop getting so stressed as I had been in the past, how could I just be happier and healthier on a day-to-day basis. So I've learned tons of stuff. That's part of the reason I do this podcast. It's why I write a blog. It's why I've become a coach, and why I help and support and coach people to live their best lives, because I do believe we've all got choices. And so happiness, as I said, is a choice. Okay, and that's backed up by science. That's not just me being all, smiley about this and saying, oh, we can all be happy. No, science will tell us. The studies have been done by psychologists over many years. Many studies have shown that if you can actually focus on gratitude, you rewire your brain. There's a lot of technical stuff, words that I could use, like neural pathways, the way that we think. And again, some people think that's just, well, it's the way I am. I've always been a worrier. I always look on the dark side. There's nothing I can do. But I'm here to tell you, I used to be very prone to depression and anxiety, and quite often would always look on the negative side of life. But I've trained myself now. I've worked really hard on my habits, daily habits. And part of that daily habit that I've got now is to think about gratitude. And so I've spoken about this before, kind of like saying your prayers at the end of every day. I will get into bed and think about everything that I've got to be so grateful for, whether it's as simple as having good Wi-Fi that lets me talk to you, whether it's, a wonderful sunny day that I've had just sitting in the garden, or reading a good book, or watching a film that I found really interesting or inspiring, listening to some of my favorite music, a good cup of coffee, and a lovely meal that I've had. So many things that you can be so grateful for. Yes, I've got challenges. Yes, I've got things that I need to deal with. Some of that's outside of my control. But what I can control is what I think about and what I focus on. And quite often when we've got difficulties, we might think, I've got this thing going round and round in my mind. What can I do? I can't stop thinking about this terrible thing that's happened or going to happen. Because again, I think worrying about the future is something that I used to do a lot of, and I catch myself doing it now. I'm not saying I've cracked it completely, but I catch myself doing it, and I refuse to worry about things that have not happened yet. Yes, I want to plan for the future. I've got a lot of plans in place on so many levels in my life, financially, my health, my fitness, my diet, all the things that I want to plan for the future. There's a saying that I love, which is do something today that your future self will thank you for. And so I know today, if I have a healthy meal, if I do some exercise, it doesn't have to be too onerous. It could be 10, 15 minutes of doing some exercise. But my future self will thank me for doing that. I don't want to be a sick old woman, but I do want to have a long and happy and healthy retirement, or semi-retirement. I don't think I'll ever retire. But I've got input to that. I don't have to just, if you like, play roulette and see what happens to me. I want to give myself the best chance of having a happy and healthy future. So a simple shift in the way that you think about things can dramatically improve your health, your mental health, and your happiness. If you are conscious of the fact when you're going down that negative route, catch yourself, stop yourself doing it, and replace that thought with a gratitude thought or a happy thought. It could be a happy memory. It could be putting on your favorite music and having a little dance around your kitchen. I do that quite often to break a mood. If I'm going down a spiral of thinking about negative things, bad things, things that I'm worried about, things I'm upset about, no, put some music on. 5 minutes of dancing around my kitchen gets my endorphins going. It gets that feel-good chemicals, gets it into your blood system. And again, I'm choosing to have a good moment in that moment. And we can all do that. So the second thing that I said before was things that you can do to help you choose happiness and help you to choose to have a great life is to have a plan. And as I say, a lot of people think, nothing of just spending, half a day planning a holiday or planning a new kitchen or planning the garden or whatever, but actually planning your life. And what do you want to be doing in 6 months' time? Where do you want to be in 12 months' time? None of us, have got a crystal ball. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know what health challenges we may have that may come upon us unexpectedly. None of us know what's around the corner. But what you can do is plan for the things that you want to have in your life. And if that's happiness and that's health, what can you be doing on a regular basis? For me, one of my non-negotiable things now is drinking 2 litres of water a day. Dead simple thing to do. So easy to do it and so easy not to do it. And I struggled for a while with that. So now, because I work out of my diary a lot, I'm not got a great memory, so I have checklists for everything. But I just tick off. I drink a litre in the morning and I drink a litre of water in the afternoon. Tick, tick, done. And I know it's a simple thing that my future self is going to thank me for, because I know from my nutritional healing training that I did, a lot of disease, or dis-ease as they call it, starts with dehydration. So a dead simple thing you can do is just make sure you're hydrated, drink your water, whatever else it is you want to do, your exercise, plan it in. I've got a busy life as well. I've got a lot going on, a lot of, different priorities, but some things are non-negotiable. I know I must exercise at least 4 days a week. And again, it doesn't have to be something I don't enjoy. It can be going for a walk, can be going to my local park, whatever it is, it's getting myself out there and making that effort. And I've said before, I'm not a great person in the morning. So what makes me do that is I'll lay out my exercise clothes the night before. My running shoes are next to the front door. Everything's set up. I can just get up, get out, do my exercise first thing in the morning. So that's how I plan it in. And if you want any help with planning, I'm here for you, because I help people with that all the time. Different circumstances, different challenges that people have got. And my Confidence After Cancer is a course that I've got is a 12-step plan all aspects of well-being, and because I've done it and I've done it for so many people. And again, it's very simple things to do, things that you can just incorporate into your everyday life. So no judgment here. So remember, you can choose to have a great life. What choices are you making this week? So as always, thank you so much for listening. Love to hear from you. Remember to stay safe and stay sane, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you, my love. Bye bye.